Hello everyone, this is Heroes Trivia, and today we are playing Egypt Old Kingdom, which is an indie resource management strategy game set in the Old Kingdom era of ancient Egypt, covering roughly the first 6 dynasties. The game itself is very educational, as the developer added a wealth of historical tidbits involving the major events, as well as facts covering everyday life for ancient Egypt in this period. And given how I typically cover strategy games with rich historical backdrops, and that the next Total War title is Pharaoh, which is set in ancient Egypt, even though that's going to be New Kingdom, I felt this game would be perfect for a short Let's Play on the channel, so let's get started. And when we do set up a new game, there is a variety of choices. You can go with a historical playthrough, an alien playthrough, a mummy playthrough. You can have the historical ending, endless sandbox mode. You can have balanced choices for history. You can also have different views on gods and bonuses. For the purpose of this Let's Play, we're going to go with all the historical choices here. For the prologue, we have a variety of choices again. And once again, we're going to go with the historical route. So it's a forced relocation from Upper Egypt into Lower Egypt, where we are founding the city of Memphis. We're also going to have a balance of useful and harmful objectives on the map. Now for the save, I'm going to go with the Final Judgment, which is not the historical variant, which does not allow any sort of reloading the game at all. It deletes every autosave that you have, but this is just really painful for recording episodes. So we're going to go with no manual saves, but they keep the autosave files so I can still access them later. And for the patron god of Memphis, we'll go with the historical variant of Ptah. And we can also play as Horus or Seth. Some of these are actually a lot easier because you can go to war a lot more frequently and faster. We're focused on building, which is still nice, and we'll follow mostly a historical playthrough here. So the way the game plays, first we have a quest. Our first objective is to increase our tribe to 5 population. We'll get 10 food and production resources when we do get there. And the goal of the game is to build up the Memphis region, which is a small tribe for us coming from Upper Egypt to this area in Lower Egypt, colonize it. And from here we build a powerful nation within 300 turns and survive a variety of trials along the way. And we're graded for each of these trials and we get a final game score. Lack of free land in Upper Egypt forced us to move here. This is a decent place for a new settlement. In order to have us earn the right to rule these land, the gods command our tribe to grow. How we grow is we have these worker cards representing one of our population, which represent about 250 people. And we can place them on any of these land tiles and they will work the land. And this is the production we get. There are 6 resources in the game: food, production, luxuries, army, culture, and favor. Favor deals with cults and deities. We can worship different ones for different bonuses. We need at least 10 points to start worshipping. We'll talk about them when we do get our first 10 points. Culture is used to learn new technology. We need 30 for the first tier of unlockable technologies. We currently start with tribe, permanent settlements, and agriculture unlocked. They give us a variety of bonuses and unlock buildings that we can build. And moving forward, we can add new population, which will cost a one-time expense of food that keeps going up per worker we create, and 1 luxury. And they also have a per turn consumption of expending food and luxury every turn, and we also have a population cap that we can build up. Now the other buttons here, this will open up a whole map of Egypt once we do take command of the Memphis map. So this is a city map, but there's also a global map that we can use and send workers on expeditions to get resource and war elsewhere. But first, our first objective is to gain control of the Memphis region. There are competing tribes that we have to deal with. Some will be friendly, some will be hostile, and we have to fight them. Because we picked Ptah as our patron god, we have tools from him. We can get 10 production at cost of 10 food plus 1 favor. We can also trade 30 production and 3 favor for 15 luxuries. So these are things granted to us because of our patron god. We're going to add a population because in order for us to build up here, we need to explore the map And you can see these icons are unknown territories, and we can send them there. This one will be explored in 1 turn, 3 turns, 2 turns, 2 turns, and so forth. And then, well, the map of Memphis is going to be the same every playthrough. The different icons that we get, here we got Flint, which is good for production. That will vary every single playthrough. So that's what we're trying to figure out here. And this new piece of land has a couple interesting things. So it's a hill, that's just the terrain type. And on hills, you can build a variety of buildings, some of which we have not unlocked yet. We need different tech for those. We got Flint as a resource, which is great because it means this can be specialized for production buildings, which is going to be our workshop. Here, we have a hyena that is neutral relationship with us, thus having the effect of reducing 25% food. It's basically hunting some of the animals here, and we can't get, as much food as we usually would. And then we also have savages, which we can invite to join our tribe, so we don't have to spend anything to get a population, which is great. And with these animals, we can hunt them, which will give us a one-time 8 point of production, which we will need to build our first workshop, which is what's perfect for this Flint area. So I'm going to hunt first, try to kill these hyenas, which is going to take away from our production because our worker is now hunting. Once you kill it, this will bounce back to 1 and 0.2 because the hyena is causing problems. Alternatively, if we are patient and have a great structure build up, we can worship the hyena and improve our relationship with it. Once it's past 68%, it's a friendly animal and all the negative goes away. And if we get it to 100%, we can domesticate the animal and pay it 10 food. It stays on your land and gives you 0.8 favor per turn, which is actually quite good. We do need favor in the late game, but right now, since we're so early on, we need to kill it fast to get the production needed to build ourselves a workshop, which will cost us 12 production over the course of 2 turns, and we don't have 12 right now. So next turn it is. It's a turn-based resource management strategy game. We didn't get to kill the hyena last turn, but you can see the chance of success goes up by 5% every turn we don't do it. So we're just going to wait until we do kill it. There we go. And the moment we kill it, we're going to use our production to build the workshop here, which will also help improve our population cap, increase our production, increase our luxury, which we need to get more population as well. And then we're going to turn this guy into inviting the savage to join us to help us work, because we need more workers. Hopefully, he comes right away. He does not, and we have to wait 1 more turn. We have the first Egyptian chiefdoms in Upper Egypt. Strong tribes have subjugated their neighbors and created tribal unions. Chiefdoms, Ombus, Abydus, and Heracropolis are centers of such chiefdoms. They are ruled by chiefs tracing their divine lineage from Seth, Wapawawet, and Horus. They're respectively to each city. I think this is the god that guides you in the underworld, and this is sort of the necropolis. Horus, Heracropolis is sort of the matching patron god, and Seth is from Ombus. And let's hopefully get the savage. We don't, but the workshop is complete. Oh, we have a event where a herd of antelope is visiting for 26 turns. And if we want to keep them, we have to either give them 10 food so that they stay forever, or we essentially have to worship them until we can domesticate them. In this case, they're 38%. So we're missing 62%. That's a 21 turn wait, and then 10 food to domesticate. We get back 0.4 favors, and also we get back 0.3 food per turn, which, if they stay, it's a little costly in my opinion. So we might not deal with that, because we have to give up the production to worship them. So we might just opt to hunt them instead. We'll see how it goes, but let's get our savage invited first. There we go. Finally got ourselves our 3rd worker, and we're going to keep exploring on this hill. You can see sort of the terrain map. It's a row of hills, a row of highlands and desert, and then this is the plain, and then we have a Nile River, and then the other side as well. So we're just going to follow this hill and see what we get. We also reached our first technology unlock, and we're going to go the obvious choice here, domestication of the cats, which gives us 1 food per turn. The other choices are more culture, which speeds up technology in the future, and craftsmanship, which increases our output of production and luxury passively, as well as per workshop. This is also very good. We could also consider that, but I think to get our population up, food is the most important. And we can see contraction of the habitats due to withering of the savanna forced wild animals to dwell closer to humans. Thus, wildcats rose to importance, not only by exterminating vermins in the wild, but also by protecting food stock whilst living amongst human, which is why we have +1 food, less spoilage. We're just gonna enjoy the 0.3 food per turn here. This is too wasteful. We can't really accept that. I could hunt them, but I think we can wait till they're closer to being gone before we hunt them. That way we can enjoy their 0.3 per turn to the maximum. Okay, so we got some new icons here. Sand, which reduces all resources. Very annoying, takes 4 turns to get rid of. We get nothing during this 4 turns. But this is also a flat area on the hill, which is suitable for houses. If we build a house here, we get 25% more population limit. And if we upgrade it, which takes 8 turns, we can get another 25%, which is great. But right now, it's not very useful for us. I don't want to deal with the sand. 4 turns of nothing just to improve 20%. We're going to wait and keep exploring to see if we can find something better. So we have a coccia tree, which basically is the fig tree. We can cut it for production. And we also have some more antelopes, which I think we will also hunt down. I don't think we'll keep them. I want to build a barrack pretty early. I could hunt and build it here. And then keep this here, because we have the tree production. Don't touch this until later. So we're going to start hunting this and then turn this into a barrack. Because if we build a barrack now, the antelope herd will just move out and we won't have it. So we might as well take it out right now and get some food for it. Now, we also have enough favors and we're going to start worshipping Seth. Because he's going to protect us from 2 common negative events. The other gods at our disposal right now is Happy, which is the fertility, prosperity, peace, and abundance god, and it's 10% extra food. Horus, which gives us 20% culture and 10% army. Ptah gives us 10% production, 10% luxury. This is just more important, just because the negative events are really painful in the game, and I'd rather not have to deal with that. Alright, that's pretty much it. Whenever that hunting ends, perfect. We get a good burst of food. That's another population. We are protected from event. The shield is still up because this icon is still up. Once both charges are used up, we can pray to him again. Add a population. We're going to explore with this guy. We need more production, or else we can't build what we want to build. We want to build a barrack, which costs quite a bit of production. 8 per turn for 3 turns, and then there's a passive production cost. So I actually kind of want to cut this down. I want to get to about 24 production. Eventually we need to cut this down because the tree can't stay for any building, and the hill is the only place where we can build buildings, so we definitely need that. And we're going to increase production with craftsmen. Groups of craftsmen satisfying the needs of agriculture and everyday life emerge as part of the rural community. Local nobility then were able to procure quality goods, while large volumes of standardized product were made available for commoners. And we also have an event of division of Proto-Indo-Europeans, which is taking place in the Pontiac Caspian steppes. Over time, these tribes will spread across the world and create new civilizations speaking English, Hindi, Russian, Farsi, German, Greek, and many other languages. Ah, beautiful. So first we have Flint again, so this is a good spot for a workshop. But we also have abandoned settlement, which takes 3 turns to explore. We can get something random. No idea what. We'll figure it out once we do pop it. Alright, so with that, we have enough for a barrack. And we'll see what we find out here. 12 food, which is enough for our 5th and final population. We have discovered our first hostile tribe. They're in the highland, which is a bad piece of land, but it's close by to us. That's fine. We're going to get our 5th guy, complete the first mission, activate the second mission, which asks us to assimilate tribes or clans into our tribe, into a unified culture. If we don't do anything, it's 1 clan per turn, takes 370 turns for us to get this done. We get 50 points of reward. If we take actions against nearby tribes, we can speed this up. We can either trade with them, that will be a small steady bonus. We can also go to war with them and subjugate them for a big chunk. Now this is going to have a meaning, which is sort of a historical backdrop. The ancestors of the Egyptians, the bearer of the Naquata culture, started to infiltrate into Lower Egypt in the middle of the 4th millennium BC. Here they met the people of Berto, the Madi culture. In a couple of centuries, those people mutually enriched their cultures and created the first unified Egyptian culture, the Gurzi. This process was called the Naquadization by Egyptologists. So basically we came from Upper Egypt, brought our culture, mixed with the locals, and therefore we got the new one, the unified Egyptian culture. This, I believe, is also a hill, and then we'll probably go for the plains afterwards. I actually have enough food for another worker, but I think I'm going to hold off on that and save up some food. I want this here, but I don't think we have enough production to do this. We can get by 2 turns, and that will be 26. We'll have 6 points or 5.9 left, but then this will turn to a positive production of 1.5, 7.5 point spin. We might come really short. I hope not. I hope we get something here. I'm going to gamble and speed this up here and see if this works out. Okay, 0.3. We're just going to have him work this. Then this is going to complete and it's going to give us a decent production. 1.5, like that one. Oh, we made it, because that was 1 turn down, so we're fine. There was no 3rd turn. Both events have been neutralized, which means we have to worship him again. We're going to pick up cosmetics. Cosmetics initially had a practical use. The malachite-based eyeshadow protects the eye. It was used by men and women of all ages and social groups alike. Just as gods protected the celestial eye, sun, moon, Cyrus, Egyptians protected their own eyes with ritual pigments. We do have quite a bit of food, and we do have land we could work on. We have them to build up our army so that we can challenge them in war. So if we build up a character here, we can examine their stats, their troop counts, our relationship. We can pay luxury to improve our relationship and get a big burst of 20 points per turn clan assimilation. We don't have the luxury to do that. I mean, we do, but then we would just use up everything. It's not good. We can trade with them, but we can't because currently they hate us, right? We're not neutral or friendly. We're hostile. That would give us 5 points of clan assimilation per turn and 0.5 relationship, but also give us some resources back. My goal is to build up our forces. Once we have more than 16 men, we currently have 6, we attack them and raid them, pick up 14 food and production, and then attack them again, and then subjugate them so that we'll get 100 points of clan assimilation right away, and they will also have to pay 30% of whatever they make every turn to us. And eventually, once we pick up chiefdom, which is a tech, we can annex them by attacking them again. They vanish and they become part of our tribe, but we need the tech, so this will take a while. But that's the goal. Right now you come back and work for us. Get rid of the sand, build a house here. That might be the most logical move, even though the sand is going to take 4 turns of nothing, but eventually it needs to be done, so we're going to do it. And not much is going on. We're just going to wait for this sand. The heydays of Heron Chromopolis The Upper Egyptian chiefdom centered around Heracropolis was one of the most powerful, rivaling Umbus and Abydos. At the height of its power, Heracropolis is a city with fortified walls, a magnificent temple to Horus, a dazzling white royal palace, and artisan quarters. The sand should go away next turn, and then we can build a house there. I'm tempted to kill the antelopes. I think it's going to take quite a long time for us to worship them until they are 100%. And it just doesn't feel worth it. Right now we're using the extra food from that. Ah, we got a good event. So we can use the surplus food to host a feast and we get 10 points of favor. Or we can save it for 10 food. We're going to save it. Even though spoilage is going to be a small problem, I think it's worth it. We're going to use this one to build up our army a bit more. Primitive army. And this way we can get stronger, faster, and attack them quicker. So anytime we launch attack, it's going to be 5 turns forward. And in 5 turns, I think we have enough to attack them in an even fight. And we might just start queuing up that fight with this extra guy. Yeah, we're going to go for it. We should be pretty even, and I think I can outplay them in the fight. Now, we're not going to expand this until much later, until we have a very robust economy where we can send one person on 8 turns of not producing. Right now, we just can't accept that. The fight's becoming more and more even as our military strength grows. Oh, they grew as well. So in this case, we could definitely cancel and reset it. I think that's probably the safer thing to do. Didn't expect them to get stronger there. We would like another barrack eventually, but probably not right now. It would probably go here. Alright, check out the plains here. Not ideal. Don't want to mess with them yet. Look at the other one. The thicket that needs to be cut. We're going to pick up public works so we can actually cut that now. But the rest of the field isn't that attractive. We'll keep looking for good spots to invest in. Yeah, we should catch up in this case. Unless they keep growing. There's wild oats or wild cereals, and we can cut those and harvest those food. Or I can just keep them and do a 1.4 with thicket. That's actually good production. Better than this. Definitely better than this. Alright, so we'll let him work there for now. We're gonna hunt this thing. I'm not gonna domesticate that. It's just not worth it. We are ahead. Now this is the annoying part. Every few turns we have an ancestral duty. So the cost of favor goes up as more and more of our ancestors die. And if we don't build things to keep up our favor, we're not going to have any access to any of the warships. So we got to build things to kind of focus on that, but we'll deal with that when that time comes. It's not that important right now. Build ourselves a barrack here might be too pricey. Extra population would be nice. I'm really curious about that. But maybe we can... Might need more food. Yeah, just to balance that out. That's fine. We'll get some resources here with this fight. So this is how battles work. They are features that give positive event chance increase enemy strength decrease, enemy strength increase. And here, you know, we balance that out. That's one thing. We can also gamble before fights, which both increase the chance of positive and negative event. These are separate factors. So like we have a very, very high chance of positive event happening for different time periods. There's also a chance for negative. And if we fight, we just use whatever the setup is. But we're going to gamble here. I think it's almost always better to gamble. And then this is the event. So if it's neutral, it's in yellow. And we want to attack. See, this is a favorable event where we do more damage. Sometimes it can be negative against us, but this one we just basically got all positives. And that was a quick, easy, clean victory. I'm going to leave them alone and immediately send our guy back to subjugate them. Because we beat them so badly, they have almost no men, and this will be a very easy fight for us. So we got the resources, and now we're gonna subjugate them for good. And we're still waiting on that. I could create another population here. So still 4 more turns here. Abdos, a necropolis for rulers. Abdos has become the most important necropolis for rulers of the Upper Egypt. Its land is now sacred. The shortest way to the land of the dead starts right here, and the god Wapu Wawet himself will keep those who have passed on from getting lost in the darkness of the underworld. So we're going to grab this local cult development. We could also wait a turn to skip ahead, but I really do want multilingualism, and that requires this. We get a little bit of favor back. Also access to cemetery, which increases favor. Another thing about favor is just the animals. The animals are a great way to get favor if we can domesticate them. So we'll see. Lions. Oh, this is tough because this is not a friendly lion. There's a 14% chance this thing kills nearby civilians. We also have a new trial coming. This is going to be our first trial. It's going to require, I can see, military, food, and production. We'll be ready for it. No problem. Now, this lion I want to keep. 51% is pretty high. If we can get above 68, he will be friendly. There'll be no 14% death. That means we have to gamble for about 18%, 6 turns. Fingers crossed, no one dies. Alright, we'll subjugate them soon. Did we get a new lion that migrated from maybe a nearby land behind? So we're going to have to do the same thing here. This 54% also has to be above 68, or else people might start dying, and we basically don't get production for a few turns. That's actually pretty tough. They're just expanding down, that's fine. Gonna have to worship him again. Really don't like negative events. Now the new deities we have, Sakor, God of the Desert, and Necropolis, upkeep of tombs. We don't have any right now. Baset, goddess symbolizing the power of the light of Cyrus. If we can place her, she will divert all evils from Egypt, reduces the effect of negative events by 30%. And then we have Neith, favoring our king and guards the western border, will reduce the power of enemy by 10% for 5 turns. If we know attack is coming, because it's always gives a countdown, we'll be ready for that if we do need it. Alright, this should be a very easy fight, even though they do have some bonuses. Friendly panic chance is up, but there's also positive chance. So we're going to still gamble here. You know, we'll attack during neutral and positive events, and so that's a positive event. If they have a positive event against us, which will be red, we'll be able to defend, but they have no chance. 100 points down. You can see we're also going to release them. This should go to 150. Oh no, went from 350 to 250, that's right. We can have full vision of them. They're now purple. They're paying tribute to us. These 2 lions are super problematic. I don't have a land to work on because they took it. Alright, we're gonna have to find something. Our food is desperate, but we need to get these lions under control. 3 turns. Not much we can do there. We made progress, and we get a little bit bonus going on. Okay, we can work there just to get some food. We desperately need that food. We have a hostile tribe. The baboon tribe. And this is our first trial. So we have 10 turns to deal with this. There's suspicion from that tribe that they don't like us. That's fine. And we essentially have to reduce it to 0. We can reduce it by using our production and by using our food. Now, we need to actually get this done before this becomes turn 5. So turn 6 is the last turn we can do it in 4 turns. And these costs do go down per turn. So right now it starts at 8. Once we click it, it goes to 9. And then if we don't click it, next turn it goes to 7. And ideally, when you hit turn 6 remaining, both of these will start at 4. And you just have to pay 30 each, which is 5 points each to get this done. And that's going to be a little bit difficult for us. Not all primitive society eagerly accepted alien culture and technologies. Why change a set of order things created with such an effort? Some people will sooner die than change a single thing in their life. That's the difficult part for us. Because we don't have any food right now. We do have a lot of production, but without food, these lions really messed us up. Both of which will go above next turn, but we only have 3 more turns to deal with it. It's going to be a bit tough. I don't have any fields, I don't have any pastures, so I actually want this, and then we want to get copper smelting as quickly as possible. We have 4 turns. This would give us a decent burst of food in 4 turns, but it will immediately give us famine, so we can't do that. I don't want to use any favor. It's more useful for the next trial. We just have to tough this out, I think. Get more food here. I can also reduce a population, which gives a decent one-time burst. I kind of want to go to war with them, but that's going to be 5 turns. That's too slow. They have more, but we'll grow during this 5 turns and we can actually beat them down. It's not a big deal. We'll eventually beat them down. Alright, we'll do that first. Friendly lions. And they'll stay friendly, and we'll do the rest of the percentages afterwards. We're still not going to have enough, I think. It's going to be a problem. Have extra worker, go here. 3.3, 4. Now it's too late, right? 4 turns is going to be a turn too late for that. I guess I can do a bit more of the production side. So use one right here. And let's see what we can do next turn. I can also pray, but I really don't want to pray for extra percentage here. Get a small bonus, and slight difference in culture, 3 population if we say yes. Wow. Yes. And this is the 1 extra we got at the beginning. The war has led to refugees. This is interesting, because we don't have enough land for them to work on. We're not going to say no to that much population. It's just too good to say no to. We'll start raiding them. Whatever is fast, the river provides resources too. This is probably good for hunting as well. Just get them working. And then if we go back to this, you can see it's not going down as fast, but we're doing early investment here. Be 7 next turn again. It's gonna be the same thing. I might as well wait. They're attacking us. No worries. We're ready to attack them. They sent some men over 2 turns. If we can resolve it next turn, then the fight's cancelled. If not, then we have to fight. We're just sending everyone everywhere we can. Just to get enough of burst to do something next turn. We'll be very close. We are. This is a wadi. It's basically where water will flood in during the wet seasons. Thus, we can't build anything here. All right, this is the turn we need to finish it if we want the gold rating. Oh, they build a house here, which is nice of them because eventually we would like to build a house there. So that's a free building for us once we do conquer them. I don't think we can do it this turn. All right, I need to do 8 of these. Increasing price 7 times. 5 times 8 is 40 already. 7 times 3 times 7, 21. Yeah, that's not enough. We need 61. We're 9 short on this, so we'll be 1 point away. So we're not going to get the gold rating, which I guess is fine. The lions really throw us off. We're going to wait for this. Just 2 more turns. Since we're not going to be able to do it this turn, I'm going to wait till next turn. We'll fight a battle here. And this should be a piece of cake. So far, all positive events. Haven't even had a negative one to showcase. There must be a friendly tribe. The 3rd tribe should be friendly, so we're going to try to keep boosting this. We have a fight with them soon. Alright, we can finish it this turn. 4, and then... I don't know if I want to use all the points, but we can definitely do it. Oh, still gold. Perfect. So maybe this was the last turn to get gold rating. We essentially get more culture. And we get more victory point for the end game game score. Now the culture we're going to use culture smelting, more army, more population limit, more growth. And we still have enough culture to do a couple more. So we have a couple workshops. Oh, I actually really want tombs as well. Its favor is going to become the next trial, and we want as much favor as we can save up. So let's do that. Alright, now that we have a little bit of time, maybe our workers can be shifted to more productive areas, so we can discover some more productive areas. See where that gets us. Yeah, we're gonna cut short our food production and just gamble here. Hippo. Pretty aggressive hippo. Doesn't kill people, but it does destroy fields. Let's see what we can get here. Alright, easy win because they lost a bunch of men with their earlier attack. Still neutral. Let's see what we get. Nope, still positive. Easy kill. We robbed some merchants from Upper Egypt. This builds up to an event later on, a trial against Upper Egypt. Time to subjugate the trial. We already stole most of their resources. And we'll get another 100 point knocked off this thing. Ah, I think we found the other tribe. I see some houses here. Now this is lovely because there's fertile land, so if we just get rid of the thicket, we can plant here for a decent amount of food. We want this. I'd rather save for it, but it's about 2 turns. We don't have any fields right now, but this does have some passive growth. We'll take it. Egyptians actively cultivated various kinds of fig tree. Sycamores, sweet figs were a favorite food of Egyptians and were also used as sweetener. In addition, sycamore trees were an important source of wood. This is the friendly tribe we were talking about. Let's see how friendly they are. Papyrus people, 74%. Not friendly enough. We're going to attack them. We already committed our troop elsewhere, so we can't use that. But we'll definitely attack them. Now, they have good land. We want to see what we can get in their land. I don't need to get another worker here. Anything better for them to work on? 1.4, 1.2 food seems to be it. Okay, I kind of want another barrack. And go for it. I mean, they're giving us nice stuff, but we're still committed to fighting them. It's not great to build off that high. I mean, kind of want to keep that, but it's taking a long time to pacify that. Maybe we just want to know what's in front of us. Cut that tree down. Getting closer to getting this done. Well, actually, this is going to speed that up by a lot. Social stratification created demand for luxury items. Fine stone vessels and lavish painted pottery were actively produced. Mastering glazing techniques and usage of Egyptian blue pigment gave birth to a rich tradition of Egyptian faience. I do really value the military buildup. It's going to be more useful once we get the Egyptian map, because these tribes are easy to kill. And then since it's specialized in food, we're going to go with the grain field, which is food, the flax field, which is production. Should be an easy win. Oh, that is a negative event. We want to try to minimize the damage they're doing to us during this. And when it's positive, we want to go into the offensive here. This is the strategy part of the warfare in the game. It does make sense. Alright, subjugated them. Now it's you guys. Now we are going to be negative against every tribe because we get resources this way. We have a strong military. Even though we can slowly build this up to 100% and then assimilate them. That's just a lot slower in my opinion. It's still 100 clans. This is also 100 clans eventually, and we get resources along the way. This might be a nice piece of land for us to work on. Let's see if we can get that. This is better than this, even though this has swamp. This also has tall papyrus for us to use. Yeah, that might be it. I'm not going to build the extra population right now. Ooh, abandoned settlement. Excellent. This is going to be pig breeding. We don't have any pastures. I'm not really big into the 0.5% increase every turn. We have decent food production. I'd rather get proto-riding into chiefdom so that we can quickly annex the tribes that's on the map. So these two are probably what's next. Gotta be something better than this. We're gonna explore. Friendly crocodile. That is interesting, actually. So our king wants to go hunt this hippo. We can take the 68% chance. There's a chance the king will die, which means we lose the 2 favor for 5 turns, which means we lose 10 favor. Think of it as a coin flip for 10 favor. Either you gain it or you lose it, and the chance is 86% in your favor, so I think we should definitely always hunt if the percentage is this high. Nothing happens, or we can try to take the hippo off the map, which pros and cons to that. Obviously, if we get rid of this sort of negative hippo, we don't have to deal with it later, but we can also try to keep it and slowly domesticate it, and we get more favor down the line, and also less percentage of the hunt. So let's go with this. We got lucky, hippo's still there, we get 2. Historical event, extinction of large mammals. The climate in Egypt is becoming more arid. Savannah dries out. Herbivores and predator alike are leaving for the south. However, the Nile floods are quite violent at this time, preventing people from engaging in agriculture. Hunting and fishing remain their primary activities, and thus we lose 1 food. That does make things a little bit tough. Friendly croc, 68%, so we don't have to worry about it. And, you know, if we do eventually domesticate it, just 0.8. As aggressive animals, always 0.8 favors. The passive, the peaceful ones are 0.4, but they always have some food elements attached. We're seeking better land, better future. They're hunting on sand with 0.1 food. Alright, we're waiting for that conquest. There's nothing special there. Got 6 luxuries from that. Not too bad. Not so keen on building that. I'll just keep exploring. I'll take a look at the map. I mean, eventually they will all be revealed once we do get all the tribes. Give us a string of positive events and this will be over quickly. Like that. I mean, they hate us. I'm gonna subjugate them next. Proto writing, and then chiefdom afterwards. Ooh, that is nice. 1.7. We got a cursed place, which is terrible. Not only for this location, but just negative event chance every turn. So we're gonna spend 4 turns, get nothing back, and just get rid of it. It's a bit unfortunate, but it just has to be done. Do I want this extra population? I think I could use it, actually, given the size of the map that we have. I'm gonna start worshipping this. 31%, 11 turns. I think that's actually fine. We get a new guy. The new guy is gonna work somewhere, generate a little resource back. I want this lion too. We need the production. We can't just let him not work. Alright, we still have 1 more charge. I should conquer them first. I want this house. Waiting for him to free up. Assimilation should be finished now. With this bonus. No? Guess we wait for this. It's almost done. Alright, free it from curses, and we're gonna get this fertile glade and cut it down for food. This should finish our quest. 2 more turns? Yeah, 2 more turns for that. Might be over before the second. Okay, second event was in our favor. We're done. Assimilation of the neighbors. Praise the gods. We assimilated local people and have created a unified Gurzian culture. Now our people, though they look differently, see all of Egypt as a single creation of the gods. And we get 50 favor. Now we have a new quest of building ourselves a temple. All success and misfortune were attributed by the ancient Egyptians to the actions of supernatural forces. Ancient Egyptians had a complicated relation with their gods, which was quid pro quo. They exchanged sacrifice for divine patronage. They thought that the gods require assistance from humans as well. Just like how humans need divine protection, temples were the house of gods on earth, their high walls safely hiding priestly evocations from the evil eye. So, build a temple. Now to do that, we need this, the concept of multiple souls, but we're not going to spend our preciously earned culture on that. We're going to do chiefdom first, and then we'll come back to that once we get 80, which is next turn. This allows us to use our men for war. Now, I did say we want to conquer them, but now looking at the house situation, they have a house as well. We can just conquer them. And it'll be easy because we just beat them up, so they have very, very little man. It's a bit easy war for us. 5-turn wait, that is all. Chiefdoms arose as a result of war of conquest. They were early proto-state consisting of many clans. The ruler of these chiefdoms then began to collect tributes and resolve conflicts in the name of gods. The name of the gods. Such increasingly complex relationship became an intermediate stage in the evolution of clans and tribes into states. Alright, we're at a good place. Let's continue here. Waiting for that one to take action. And then we want the house after we annex them. There's a new trial coming in 5 turns. We need to prepare for that. That's where we need all the favor we can get, which is why I've been hesitant to spend any favor. Let's grab this. What's a good place to build this temple? I mean, anywhere would do, actually. We'll get this lion to 100%, maybe even here. Because it'd be a favor-focused building. Oh, that's been done. We should move them. Now, robbing more merchants. Let me see what's over here. That should be the last piece of hill where we can build things. We'll see what we want there. Scorpion, one of Upper Egyptian chiefdoms, now has a new ruler, the Horus Scorpion. His talents are impressive and the gods have reserved a great destiny for him. It's entering the final stages of unification in Upper Egypt. Now, Scorpion is one of the most ancient and mysterious rulers of ancient Egypt. Scholars still debate whether such a ruler even existed. Was Scorpion just one man, or Pharaoh, or was Scorpion instead a god, a settlement, or even a whole region? In any case, a number of important events of pre-dynastic Egypt are connected to the Scorpion hieroglyph, which is seen here. This will trigger our next trial, which is the 5-turn warning we got earlier. We can make him friendly. This actually can be a decent spot, but not our problem right now. We're going to explore this last piece here. Our battle to annex the Papyrus people. The only friendly group, yet we are so mean to them. And they are no more. Their home is our home. Oh, decent piece. So we ruined one of their farmlands, but we kept their house, which is great. We can fix this if we want, but we probably don't want to because I actually want this to be a flax farm since this is good for production. We also got one of their population. Mostly I want the house to increase the population cap. cut this down. This is going to be a workshop just because of the flint. To war. They rebuilt a lot of their forces, but once again, we want their... Actually, do we want theirs or do we want theirs? They don't have a house here. These are some backward fishermen. Yeah, maybe if they build a house here, we'll conquer them after they build it. That would be great. Pig breeding. We're still not building pastures. I'm going to wait. Irrigation is even better. Metalworking will be the best, actually. Wait for 100. Get that. Do we want maybe one more population here? We have the lion nailed down next turn, which is great. And then this can be where the temple is built. Yeah, that's definitely the goal. Unification of Upper Egypt. Restoring the universal order, the mighty Horus Scorpion subjugated Ombos and united all of Upper Egypt. Lower Egypt is the next target, but such a lengthy campaign will be difficult to organize, and Horus Scorpion has requested our assistance. Our Horus agreed. So this is the new trial. Subjugation of Egypt has started. And how this works is he needs our help, right, to invade this Nile Delta region where we are in the Lower Egypt. There are technically 3 regions here, and the chance to pick up each region every turn is 10%. We can send him extra troops or supplies, which cost 5 food and production, to get 8% increase to the chance of getting 1 region. And this is 7 army. I don't want to use the army here. I don't want to use the food and supply here. I want to just pray for him. And praying gives us a 4% chance of all regions will just surrender next turn. So we're just going to use our favor that we've been saving and just pray the heck out of this. Let's go 80%. Next turn, they will all surrender. And that's all we need to do. I think there's a meaning behind this. Lengthy war in Upper Egypt were won by a coalition of chiefdom led by Heracropolis and Abdios, which became Thenis. During that period, the idea had arisen that peace and order in Egypt were only possible under the power of a single ruler. It led to the creation of the state. And hopefully next turn, 80%, we get that roll, and then we finish the trial with the gold rating again. Time to give it 10 food, and now we can go back to producing the temple. It's very expensive building, but now the lion won't go away and actually will add to the favor that we have, and we can finish both quests hopefully relatively quickly. And now that they're back online, maybe it's time to start domesticating this one. Even though it will be costly, I think we can even it out once we get a couple other workers back online. Irrigation, like I said, metalworking next turn is what we want. We got it. 1 turn. 80%, you know, saved all that favor for him. And we get 60 luxury here. Scorpion has united Egypt for the first time, securing trade routes to distant land from Canaanite to Nubia. In gratitude of our assistance, Scorpion has showered us with gifts and freed us from all tribute obligations. The Naquata culture eventually permeated all corners of Lower Egypt. All of Egypt then was perhaps for the first time united culturally and economically under the rule of one king, yet not for long. This lengthy process of final unification of Upper and Lower Egypt would be finished only by the late rulers of the Second Dynasty. We're still before the first, but we're doing fairly well. Let's get metalworking here. And are we 1 turn away from this? 3 turns away from this, so still quite a while. There's not any land that I really want to work on. And he's going to get freed up next turn as well, so it's fine. Creation of the state. Never before in human history has a single king ever controlled so much land. Scorpion and his entourage pray to the gods to give them wisdom. The first experiments in administration have begun. How will it be possible to rule such a huge territory? Who will protect it? Who will feed its people? 1 culture a turn. This is going to become a workshop. We're using a lot of our production, which might mean we have to wait here because I don't want to run out, and the temple comes first at this point. Can we send him here to destroy the field? Because we want a flax field here. We have two events. First, death of Scorpion. Egypt wasn't politically united for long. After the death of Scorpion, many of the chiefdom and tribes subdued by him now refuse to pay tribute and have declared independence. Their rulers became themselves true Horuses, and war among them flare up anew. So we have losing favor. This is a bonus on the location that we've been working on for a while. These will trigger sort of randomly. And we have a choice. So this is our workshop. And we can choose to get a one-time bonus of production. Terrible idea. We can specialize and cost of common building. So basically when we build stuff, common buildings, it'll be cheaper to build in the future. 5% less production, 5% less luxury. It's worth considering, even though most of the expensive building we'll be building will be tombs, and those are not common buildings. Or we can just increase our production by 1.7 every turn, which I think is probably the most straightforward one here. So we're going to go with that. Basically, it got better, advanced version of it. These trigger occasionally for all building types. The temple will finish, and that will sort of be our save point, I think. I believe the war also might be the same turn. So it'd be a nice happy ending. Yep. We'll start here. Decent sized enemy here. So be careful here with how we control it. Nice and easy when they're on the losing side, but these things will change. Never mind. Changing for the worse for them. And that's an easy kill. That is some casualty ratio. So, temple constructed. Quest completed. Ascension of the tribes. Our ruler has informed us that Ptah is satisfied with the new temple. The sight of this magnificent building herald rising glory of our tribe. We now are powered to be reckoned with. We get 10 favor. And we have the next quest. So our influence is growing to ensure future prosperity. The gods call upon us to unite all the people in this region in Memphis under the power of our wise Horus, us. And currently, we need to basically get rid of 7 tribes. Now, it's not visually represented on the map. It's just through this quest. And we can do so by annexing them, going to war each time. We can assimilate them by paying luxury, which I don't think is a good idea. We can lower the cost of the luxury or the army that we have to spend by using production, which also we don't need to use. We invested a lot in our military, and we would definitely annex all 7 of them as we go. But we'll take our time there. There's also the meaning behind this, of course. The power of independent chiefs in Lower Egypt grew, so they competed to unite the land into a powerful chiefdom. One or maybe more of such chiefdoms began to form on the lands of the future Memphis. No, I think Memphis home will be a typo here. Elite cemeteries near the modern sites of Hawan, Tarkhan, and Torah tell us the emergence of the power in this region. So we'll come back and we will conquer the 7 tribes in the area, which will not only get us control of the Memphis region, but also access the map of Egypt as we can send expedition out. So this did break. We had to fix this. This is the building we wanted. Everything else was kind of primitive here. We could end up building a pasture. Oh, they have a pasture built here. We can work here if we want. Not that great, but definitely better than some of the land we're working on. So we'll see how that goes. 1 tribe left to physically destroy on the field. We don't have to do it. We can just do this. They don't bother us, but we might as well set things up. Anyhow, it's a great start. We'll continue here next time, and see you all then. Bye.